So we are going to continue with our angles. The next segment on drawing, and then a full angle. Yesterday's activity was on completing the angle with given parts. For example, you have a line given to you already. You need to look for a point, or you need to look for the missing line to make up that complete angle. Now, okay, before we carry on with that, here's my toolkit. I've got two new things for you to add into your toolkit. Okay, so you can play with it. First thing, I've been considering whether but I think it's quite expensive. So I think I can lend you to play for this chapter. Maybe you can return to me after June holidays because they are really quite expensive. If I every year give away, I think I will be broke after I'm done teaching. Yes. Okay. So these are very colorful. Later, the first person of each row you go down and ask. Okay, you get two different colors. There are colors of different sticks. Before these Geostrips of different lengths, and you have they are like ice cream sticks, yes, but these ice cream sticks are a little bit special because they have little points on them. Okay, little points on them, and then you can connect them. So you can choose two colors, can be the same color or two different colors. They come in different lengths. Now the fun thing about this is when you go to other chapters, you can actually use them to form different shapes and connect let's say connecting their sides together to form different shapes. So it is a strip that can be used to do other activities with. Okay, so for example, I can make a shape like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, a four-sided figure. Yes, correct. Okay, so it's quite fun. But for now, we are just going to focus on two lines, okay, to form the angle. All right. So let's say if the question will be like that. Yesterday we were dealing with this one here, like this one. So I have the protractor that's given here. What I can do is I can play with my strips here. Let's say A, B, and D. So A, B, and B, D. So for example, this is A, B, and this is B, D. So you join them at point B. So this is at point B. Then you got A, B, B, D. Starting from 0, and you move BB to Thurs and form an angle. Okay, and then you can check the other angles. Right, so that's for using this. So for example, this 125 degrees. So I could play a bit easier protractor as well. So point to point. Some versions of protractor has even a spot here that you could press on it to spot the center point here. So like 125, starting from 0, and then 125, I could do hit 125, and I can find my spot. See? Yeah? So you can play with this here using the Geostrip, and you can find the point as well. What else can you play with the Geostrip? Very soon you are going to do the next portion of our lesson. So Geostrips to learn about quarter, half, 3/4, and complete turns. So using the Geostrips to learn how to turn in clockwise or anti-clockwise direction and compass directions. That's the next thing we are going to learn. So you see the Geostrips here. Okay, so talking about it, this is the first. So this is the first toy that I will be giving you. Okay, the first toy that I'll be giving you. The next toy that I gave you, I made them myself, cut them piece by piece. Is this transparent compass here? That goes north, south, east, west, and you can see the measurements also. Can you see? Can you see the protractor measurements? Yeah, all the way to one complete round, 360 here. So 350 and then 360. You see that in the maths textbook as well. So like here, so 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 90 degrees is from north to east, and then in the clockwise direction, and east to south is another 90 degrees, so it's 180 degrees here, and then south to west and west to north. If I talk about northeast and southeast, you can also see between northeast and southeast is also 90 degrees. So some of these interesting things that you can use with the compass. And also you're going to use the compass to solve directions questions. For example, if you look at the workbook, which I shared on page. So we're going to use this for compass directions. So if you look at my book here, let's say a question that is here. This is page 162. Where we learn the magic show is what direction of the Ferris wheel. So you need to have this, and this will help a lot. So let's say the magic show corner is what of the Ferris wheel. I'll take my compass and put it on the Ferris wheel. And then says here, the magic show corner will be southeast of the Ferris wheel. And the Ferris wheel is what of the wave pool. So I will take it. The magic show corner. Okay. The Ferris wheel is what of the wave pool. So I'll take this and put on the wave pool here. Magic show corner is east, and then Ferris wheel is on the north of the wave pool. Okay. So that's the new tool that you need for tomorrow's lesson. So tomorrow we aim to finish the whole unit on angles. All right. Yes. You have a trick to share? Okay, can we do that tomorrow, okay? All right, you remember to share with us tomorrow, okay? So I'll give you the tools first so you can keep inside your toolkit. Tomorrow, you make sure you have all your things, okay? Okay, so the first person, can you go down the room to ask your friends what 2 colors they want? You can choose 2 colors, okay? The longest is red, and then yellow, blue, green, orange. Different lengths. Okay, what colors? Red, blue. Okay.
And green.
And
Green.
okay. Yes. Yes.
Blue. And yellow.
Oops. Oh, sorry. Okay. Next.
Okay. Two red. And another yellow, and yellow.
Yes.
And
Yep. What do you want?
four green. Three reds. Two blues. Wait, I need two yellows.
Huh? Okay. No more blue.
Wait. I want one. I see yellow.
Okay. All right, leaders, can I come and get a compass for friends as well? How many?
Five.
How many? How many? How many? How many? Okay. How many? How many? Okay, so in my toolkit, I have two new materials. One is a pair of Geostrips. Well, actually, the truth is you can actually have more than that. So like for example, this one, you realize that you can have multiple angles joining at one point. This is entirely possible. It's just that this one, that you can't really do so. Only my magnet one works better with to do this. Yeah, the magnetic one will be able to do this. Oh, that's really nice. Okay, and it's also the 360 one. So if you have this, you can actually also do the play with it in this manner. Oops. Okay, like 0 and here, and I can mark the middle point. I can also do it once complete round. Okay, just like a clock. Okay, so I will bring this to class after, I think after our exams, and we can all play with it. Okay. Alright. So you have all the toys that you possibly need for this chapter. Can we move on now? Yeah, you can definitely go and explore, like how I mentioned earlier. So some pointers to say. Can I have your attention, please? Are we ready? So some pointers to share. Yesterday when I was looking through, because Pedro was still in school, because he had to get his work done before school. And then I managed to check on his work a little bit. I noticed that he made some errors, despite me explaining it and saying it multiple times. One of the biggest problem was making sure you write down the degree symbol. So make sure you have the degree symbol. So on page 149 as well, please make sure you have written down the degree symbol. B is the estimated approximate size, or the actual that you measure, make sure you have the degree symbol. Okay, then a quick summary for yesterday's activity where we were talking about the measuring again. So if you want to see my video that I posted it up. Yeah, have you seen it already? Yeah. So last night I put it up, and you can actually see also that I made some summary pointers at the bottom here. So the size of the angle depends on the amount of turn. So if you look at my let me just pause the sharing. Okay, you see, so the size of the angle really depends on the amount of turn. The value of degrees is a bigger one when there's a bigger turn of the lines, clockwise or anti-clockwise, about the point here. And it's a smaller angle when it's a smaller turn. Okay, and you realize that the length of the legs is not that important. The length of the legs is not that important. It will be important as you look into the other measurements as you go to primary 5 and 6. But for now, you can just focus on the turning. Okay. Of course, longer legs is easier to see because it cuts through the protractor. So yesterday we talked about having to extend the legs. So the quick summary of yesterday's points, I also put it now on the video here at the bottom. The size of the angle depends on the amount of turn. To measure accurately is in degrees using the protractor tool. How am I estimating the size of an angle? I use what I learned from last year. So last year we learned types of angles such as acute, right obtuse, and straight angles. Now, as you go on, you learn other angles like reflex angles, so on and so forth. Yeah, but these are the ones you learn when you are primary 3 and 4. Okay. Yesterday I showed with you how is another way to estimate. They can estimate by referring to 180, referring to right angles, referring to some key measurements such as 45, 90, 130, 180. Now these are in units of 45 degrees. Okay, you know there's half a right angle, half a right angle, half a right angle, and then adding on. So I get a full right angle at 90 degrees. And two right angles make a straight line. And one complete circle curve is a 360 degrees. Now, we'll be talking about more about this tomorrow when we talk about compass direction. So the summary of the measurements using a protractor, point to point, line to line, take out the turn, the direction of the turn, and starting from 0. Then you decide on which scale to use. Now, if you see I put up the video as well, we just click. I only go through one example for each page. So you really need to work on the rest on your own. Okay? I won't be able to go through all the questions. And then you have to be the one trying it out. Okay, so yesterday, the last thing we did was drawing the angle, given the size, but there's a missing line. And also you need to mark out the angle. So I stop share here. Okay, yes, very good. So some of you are diligent in your work. Very happy to hear that. So this is the last thing we did here. Again, yes, I have to repeat one more time. Today I was looking at our class students as I was invigilating you for your English paper. I was wondering how many of you are confident of using the pen. Okay. Now a reminder here for maths. All drawings must be in pencil. Okay, keep that in mind. Now, one more reminder. Yesterday, Adrian made the mistake. I pointed it out to him as well. So about the naming we mentioned before already. for the naming of angles, small letters for the, so it's the lowercase for the turn, uppercase for the points of the line. So if you were to look at this one here, yesterday, page 151, question C. He drew letter MN as, he wrote letter MS as small, lowercase. Can you check yours now? It was in lowercase. So if I were to check within this protractor, draw, here says MN. So previously when we learned naming, we already understood that this letter in between marks the point where the two lines meet, which will be at the point, center point of the protractor. So be even if it's a full complete 360 turn, the center point is right here. Okay, it works as well. Or this one, this is the center point of the protractor. It looks like a semicircle, right? You learned that in primary 2. So a complete circle is just two of this protractor put together. Now, so I know that this is the center point, D, and then I will have E. Don't forget to put E here. And don't forget to put N here. So yesterday, Adrian's answer, he put this as small letter. That would be wrong already. Okay, remember capital letters for points on the line? Yes, small letters for marking out the turn. Okay, right. Okay, so like small, see, I can call this as angle C. I use a small letter. But don't confuse you here, okay? Otherwise, it looks like degrees Celsius. I can mark this angle as angle C like this, or angle A. I will use a small letter to represent it, angle A. If I mark the angle, as you can see on these points, this is capital letter C, but there's no A and B. So this angle, there's no other ways of naming it. I call it an angle A, a small letter one. Okay, but back to here again. So my M, letter M, N will be starting from L, L, M, and N. Starting from 0, outer scale, all the way to 110. So this is letter N, L, M, N, capital letter N. So yesterday, Adrian wrote in small letters. Adrian, have you corrected it? So this should be in capital letter N. Don't forget to mark up the line. Letter M, letter N, letter M, join the points together to form L, M, N. Can see? L, M, N. The turn is here. Can you tell me, this blue color that I highlighted and this arrow that I drew, are they the same size in terms of degrees? The blue color curve that I drew here, I mark out the outer scale, and then I draw an arrow here. Is it the same? Yes, it's the same. Huh? The size of the angle is the same because the turn is the same. The turn here for L, M, and N is the same. No matter I mark out here or I mark out here, they are the same size because the turn is the same. It will always be the same. Unless there's a different one here. Let's say I put a green color here. Then I continue to mark out, then it will be different already, definitely. But what it meant was the marking is the turn. So focus on the turn. The blue color highlighting didn't mean that it turned more. It's just I drew a bigger curve, that's all. But actually, how much did the legs move? It moved the same amount of turn as with that small little arrow that I drew here. You know what I'm talking about? It's just like if I were to turn this book around, and can you see? Even if I turn this book around, and I say, hey, can you see this one look like 4 o'clock? Does this look like 4 o'clock for you? 12 o'clock, 4 o'clock, right? So this is 4 o'clock. It didn't change. I can mark up this as 4 o'clock. I can mark out that turn here the same. It's the same. The angle is the same. Okay? All right? So even if I use, let's say I use the orange and the green. Are these two the same? The size of the angle formed by the red and the yellow, and the size of the angle formed by the green and the orange, are they the same? Yes. What's different? The length of the sides, the length of the lines. Be careful when you say size, size of what? Size of the angle is the turn is the same. But the length of the legs are different. Do you understand saying? Okay, so moving on. But it's not becoming going to be very important and challenging because now the length of the leg, length of the line is decided, given here. Okay, so was this okay? You tried this yesterday? So just now so one of the clues was point to point, line to line, point to point, line to line. Okay, with the outer scale I'm using 125. Mark out the points here on 125. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make a mark of the point first, then after that draw the line. The point C. So it's like joining the dots. Now, Pedro made the mistake yesterday by not doing the most important part of the question, marking the angle. So mark the angle is here. Now it is wiser to mark it with a smaller turn. Of course, I can do this as well. I mark the angle this way. But this big turn is really not very ideal because when you are going to go to say squares and rectangles, and we are going to learn primary 5 geometry next time, you have multiple shapes, maybe overlapping one another. If you every time you draw so big, how? Very ugly. You know what I'm talking about? Very hard to see. So it is wiser to mark out angles just enough so you can see the size of the angle. Right now. Okay, so mark the angle in the neat manner. Don't need the big gigantic arrow. A small marking will do. Write down the measurement as a good practice. 125 degrees. So yesterday you missed out the important step. You need to mark the angle. Look up. In an exam time, if this comes up, is 2 marks. 1 mark for the correct line drawn. The second mark is for the marking. See? Missing line. So this is 1 mark. Mark the angle. 1 mark. Can you understand? So yesterday, Frederick, you answer only 1 mark each, you know, because you miss out the marking. Is it difficult to draw the marking? No, all right. Okay, so if this kind of question comes out in the exam, look, not a word problem, not so difficult. Okay, just need to practice the protractor skill a bit more. You can score on these chapters. Okay, all right, moving on. Take note, always take note. Where is the point? Here says from the point C. And remember, I checked somebody's work yesterday on last time also. This very common mistake happened. Somebody draw the line on this side. It's 153, right? Somebody draw like this for the question TFC. Is this correct? No, so definitely you got to pay attention to what the question is asking. Look from point C, so you should go from this way. Is that okay? All right. Now, well, of course, you can go the other direction too, because it says here to the correct dot. So I must use the dots here. Okay, moving on to 153. Here's the challenge. Now, the challenge requires you to draw, use a protractor to draw an angle. Now, this angle is some missing identity. What is given? You need to look at the information. Okay, the angle we need to name. Name the angle. Name the points of the angle. Name points, remember, name points, remember, is uppercase, capital letter. Focusing on the angle, remember, you need to have accurate measurement. So you have something degrees. And then, the next thing you need to do, make sure you mark the angle out. So name points is like labeling. The labeling must be correct. The correct labels. Name the points, measure correctly, mark the angle, and then length of lines. Must be accurate. And you also must label the measurement of the line. Okay, they go through step by step. Use a protractor and ruler. So again, so look at these 4 points here. The points must be labeled correctly. The measurements must be correct. The angle must be marked up. The length of the lines is indicated. So all of these may be up to 2 to 3 marks. Okay, for correctly done. Okay, then pay attention to the naming first. Angle A, B, C. So B is the meeting point. Go with the first measurement given. Yes, so B will be in the middle. Kind of in the middle is where the thing starts. The legs turn. Correct. So you have the 2 legs, right? You have the 2 legs. So B will be this point that they meet. So A and B, B and C. So 45, if you use these legs to try, then 45 will look like this, either like this. Okay. So 45 will look like this, 45 will look like this, 45 will, so it can be like this, you draw, like this, you draw, like this, also can. Okay, it's just that you need to make sure you label correctly. So if let's say if I draw it this way, I can also draw it this way, but the most important thing is I must have enough space to draw 6 centimeters for line AB. So let me go with line AB first. Are you able to draw a straight line that's exactly 6 centimeters? So I mark a point at 0. Mark a point at 6. Join the 2 points together with a straight line using the ruler. This is 6 centimeters. Remember the label must be there. Check for the units, is it centimeters or meters? But if it's drawing, it will be 6 centimeters. Yeah, you see? Line AB is 6 centimeters. So I draw a line that's 6 centimeters. Okay? Now, depending on how I want to draw my angle, if I draw it this way, can you tell me, is the point on the right A or the point on the right B? If my angle looks like this, where is B? Here or here? Here, right? Now, if I draw my angle this way, where is B? Here. So remember, the meeting point is B. So if I choose to draw my angles like this, so my B will be here. Meeting point. So line A, point B, line AB, 6 centimeters, also can. Just make sure that your label is correct. I can draw it like this also, no problem. Can, but your labels must be correct. Okay, so AB, I'll draw it upright in this manner, so because it's the easiest to see. Okay, it's just that I can play with the projector. I can do it this way, I can do it this way, I can do it different ways. It's okay. Okay, then I measure with a projector, look for 45 degrees around point B. Accuracy is extremely important in maths. Remember, you are one of going to be future, no matter you are fashion designer, architect, design building, design houses, design your own house, okay, make clothes for yourself to wear, or design costumes for your idol to wear. All these have to be accurate. All right, if you measure the clothes wrongly and you design the clothes wrongly, then you won't fit nicely. Right? Okay, so I have to be very accurate. All these skills starts from right now, even as you are in primary 4. Okay, so I mark a point here of point 45. 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45 here. This point here is C. Line AB, point ABC, line AB, 6 centimeters, point C is here, join to B. Now the length of BC is not written, so not important. I can also cross this. Cut across is okay, not important. Because the length of BC is not given. Okay, so point. Name points with uppercase, upper, measure already, indicate, mark the angle, indicate measurement, 45 degrees, don't forget the symbol, check for the line, 6 centimeters. You have everything. Okay, again, it can look like this, it can look like this, all acceptable. Just that you need to label correctly. You understand? Okay. Just I put it upright because it's easier to see. Okay. Right. So you see, in this question, AB indicates size length of AB, size of the angle ABC. Okay. So angle ABC is 45 degrees. AB is 6 centimeters. Check. Okay. Now, when you go home today, try to draw on your own. You notice that on page 154 now, you have 3 different things. You have X, Y, Z. You have X, Y equals to 6 centimeters, Y, Z equals to 8 centimeters, and you have angle X, Y, Z equals to 65 degrees. So 3 rules for you now. Try it, give it a try. So today, can you go home and try 153 and 154? Give it a try. All right. Now, before you go off, those of you who want to submit your term practice, you can put it here. Okay? Okay, I'll go home and try.